thanks for tuning in to the New Lincean Studio videocast. I'm Jeff Bauer, and today we're going to talk about the most complex painting I've done at the studio. This is called The Phases of Venus, and what this painting shows us is the difference in phases between the phases of the moon and the phases of Venus. This was an important question in the early 17th century because there was still a big question out there about whether the planets were orbiting the Earth, whether the planets were orbiting the Earth, and while they were orbiting the Earth, going through these things called epicycles, where they go around the Earth, make their own circle, and as they go around the Earth, or, as Galileo and Copernicus would say, everything's just going around the sun, and it's a lot easier that way. This is kind of the final nail in the coffin for that model, the old geocentric or Earth-centered model. So in general, here's what's going on in the painting. Here's the Earth, and here is the moon going around the Earth. Here is the sun, and here is a planet going around the sun. So we know that as the moon goes around the Earth, the moon goes through a series of phases. And it goes from quarter moon down to crescent to new moon, and when it emerges on the other side, it comes out as a crescent again, and then gets larger and larger, up to quarter and then to gibbous and then to full. So the moon, as it orbits the Earth, goes through this sequence from quarter to crescent to new to crescent to quarter. Come 1610, Galileo now has a telescope which is powerful enough to observe the phases of Venus. And what Galileo puts forward is this. As Venus is going through the sky, what do its actual phases look like? Does it have phases just like the moon? If that's the case, then maybe Venus in fact is orbiting the Earth, or maybe it's orbiting the Earth with epicycles. But he thinks it's different. Galileo says no. Here's some simple geometry for anything orbiting the sun. What it will look like is this. It'll be a gibbous moon, which is larger than quarter. It'll then be even a larger gibbous moon, and then it will be here at some unknown state. So if we lose Venus in the glare of the sun after it's the evening star, or when it's the morning star, as we lose it in the glare of the sun, we can't tell what phase it is. He bets it's either in front of the sun or it's a full Venus behind it. We can't tell. So it's lost, an unknown state. But when it comes out on the other side, it'll be a very large gibbous again, and it'll still be a gibbous later on. So if Venus goes through this sequence, gibbous, larger gibbous, unknown, largest gibbous, and still gibbous here at quadrature, then in fact it's not orbiting the Earth. Because remember, if it's orbiting the Earth, it has to look like the moon. Quarter, crescent, new, crescent, quarter. So that's what Galileo sets out to see. That's his hypothesis. And sure enough, he does. And so that's all of this painting is representing. Some folks have written into the website and said, hey, that's a really cool painting, but what is it actually showing? So that's the description. So as the moon orbits the Earth, the moon goes through this series of phases. As Venus is orbiting, Galileo says once and for all, nope, it's a gibbous, a bigger gibbous, it's unknown, probably full, it's large gibbous and down to smaller gibbous, but it's still bigger than quarter. So that's it. That's all that this painting is showing, and I hope you like it. For the technophiles out there, this painting is 2 foot by 4. It's an oil painting. The colors are all transparent earths, except for the blue, which is, well, it's ultramarine blue, so it's transparent blue. And the greens that are on there are simply a combination of the transparent blue and the transparent yellow. So I hope you like it. By all means, please do check out the rest of the site at newlincean.com. If you have any questions at all, drop me a note. That's jeff@newlincean.com. Thanks a lot for watching the videocast, and I hope to see you sometime soon back at the website.